Hello, this is TTT speaking. We are looking at the Nimitz version 096. This is a bug fix release because we found a memory leak, or it was reported by a user that the Nimitz on the map crashes a server within 24 to 48 hours. So we looked into this, found the problem, and this is the resulting emergency bug fix release 096. I want to start this video with something different, with a frequently asked question on how to start and how to land planes on the Nimitz. For this purpose I put two fighters on the map, one for starting, one for landing. The starting has in its init field this information, Nimitz, this 3 spawn ttt func plane start. Basically it tells it that it uses the carrier called Nimitz, so the Nimitz has to have this variable name. Then this is the plane itself, and then the cut number 1 to 4, and then that it starts from there. The other guy is landing on the Nimitz. Hopefully it's a little bit rough, this script, so don't expect wonders. You have to be very precise in your placement on the approach. And the call is basically very simple. You just call this spawn ttt func touchdown, and it will take the nearest Nimitz and land there, hopefully. Depending on the angle that you pick to the flight deck, it might look a little bit funny. You will see this very soon. So let's play the scenario. We see the F-18 on the deck. This is controlled by an AI. Sometimes the AI likes to drive off the flight deck, but not here. We got lucky a little bit. Now the launch process has been started. The catapult is in action, and soon the launch will happen. You can then use other scripts or assign the plane to other tasks and fly around with it, or have the AI fly around with it. Now we hear the approaching plane, hopefully. It might come in at a different, slightly weird angle, and you see the landing is less than perfect, but well, it came to a stop before it crashed into the sea. Yeah, that's it for the plane launching and recovery procedure for AI controlled planes. Some change that we did was to correct some of the textures on the bridge. Not all of them, but just a few. So they are no longer upside down, but well, some are still sideways, but most of them are okay. I will put this mission up for your inspection and refer to it from the video description later on YouTube. And what you see here is basically the map boardroom using as picture-in-picture device, so you can take a look what's going on, the carrier, flight deck, and there is a new memory point, camera mast, which is is the location where the camera is currently put at. Yeah, the main tasks that we did in this release was the fixing of the AI controlled air defenses. When you put the air defenses with AI in it and attach them to the carrier, some memory leak happens. I have not found the real cause for this, so I could not reproduce it on vanilla and make a bug report for arma3. But there is something with the Nimitz and something with this attach2 command which is not working right. Another improvement on the AA, on the anti-air defenses, was that we could increase the rotation speed thanks to a user report on the BI forums. He found that the turret rotation of the Sea Sparrow, the Phalanx and the Ram was not sufficient, so he increased it vastly, and we followed his guidance there and put it in the release. Another bug fix release which you don't see is that we removed the cup namespace from the Nimitz. This was my mistake. I wanted to give the cup team full credit for some parking scripts and left their complete namespace intact, and this of course gives a conflict if you used the Nimitz with the LHD or with the cup assets on the same map. This should be gone now. Then you can't really see it because the tail hook is up again, but we fixed the wires. They were a little bit off in the past. Well, you see, maybe you see here that it's still slightly off, so there's just, another work to be done. But in general, the wires should look nicer now again. And lastly, what we did is when you go to the Nimitz and you check out the attributes, you have now a disable cat launch effects, so the post-processing effects when you launch from the catapult can be enabled or disabled. Yeah, that's it for the 096 bug fix release. I hope you enjoy it and have a nice time. Goodbye.